Congratulations, everyone. If the ladies could go down and say about your dress and jewels, please.
Go ahead, Becky. Becky, you new tone.
Badgley Mishka. Fred Leighton Jewels.
Kevin Hall, Neil Lane.
Carmen Marvalvo and Fred Leighton. Junko Yoshioka. And
Helmet.
that's the one. Thank you.
That's the one.
Christian Dior and Chanel.
Of course.
Great. I'm going to need a producer for this one, I think, because your comedy is laced with some serious issues. You deal with immigration, you deal with HMOs, you make important things in life a part of your show. Tell me, somebody, why this is important to you and your show and to your viewers.
Well, I mean, this is real life. I mean, we're trying to. It is a comedy, but there is real emotion and heart, and we want to explore what the reality would be for a family, a first-generation Latin American family living in New York, and we want to. Obviously, we want to intersperse the humor with real issues and really explore that. I sort of harken back to Norman Lear's sort of kitchen sink, comedy drama. I mean, it resonates so much more when there's a real emotional bottom to it, and we want to go for it. Sylvia Orta.
Creator of our show. Creator of our show.
For the creators and producers, when we talk about shows that have originated across the pond, as they say, or in other countries, for every Ugly Betty or The Office, there's a coupling. So how were you able to make this a success? Coupling.
I'm going to let the person
As
responsible
the
for both.
producer of all three, it's about execution.
Well, in other words, how do you execute that and make it an adaptation that American audiences love as much as they do?
It's from the heart. It's the real deal, and Ugly Betty is the real deal. And it's so fantastic to have people express issues and talk about real subjects in such a real way, grounded in comedy and personality and character. It's so fantastic. It's so joyous for all of us.
I have a question for Vanessa. Why is it, with Meryl winning for Devil Wears Prada, why is it that audiences love the bitchy, vampy boss so much? Why do we get into that so much?
To the mic. Well, I have to thank the writers because they love to see strong women say sassy lines. And I actually, on my Christmas gift to the whole cast and crew, one of my favorite lines from The Holiday, which was Eric's character looks at me. And I said,
Did you just gesture at me when
did you
said
just gesture at me when you said Kwanzaa? And it's a subtle race issue. It's a subtlety with power, and she's a firecracker. So it's a ball to play. When you play someone that's that broad, you don't have to be likable. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be safe. You don't have to keep it contained. You can be broad and be free, and it's a lot like doing theater. And that's why a lot of us here with theater background love to play an Ugly Betty, because it feels like you're on a stage and you're about to do theater.
And why do you think we eat it up so much as audiences?
I don't know. You ask me. You're the audience.
Because it's delicious. It's
it
a
is
vicarious
delicious.
thrill.
demographic is represented in the show.
Congratulations.
That's
This
similar.
question is for Salma, because I think that part of the idea of bringing Ugly Betty to the United States was partly Salma, because she knew the character from Mexico. So I'd like to know what made you think that a story that has been successful in Mexico or South America would actually work with the American public, which we always think it's so different than the Latin taste. And also, where is Betty's nephew here?
Oh, he's probably underage for this
He's
lady.
Oh, was he
Yes.
underage? Okay.
Okay, well, actually, the original idea, the person who paid the check for the rights, was Ben. And then, he came to Pepe and I and invited us to be a part of it. He said, "What do you think?" And I said, "I think it's like fantastic. I love the show." Da, da, da. I said from the beginning, I remember it's a phone call conversation, but let's not make her like some super babe, just, you know, that is going to look not good, but it's like a super, super typical babe. And Ben was very disappointed about, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But it was very exciting. We started talking about it. Why do you think, why did we think it would work here? Because it's a fish out of water story. I know that works in the United States. It is a culture that is completely obsessed with the perception of an image. So absolutely, it will work in the United States. But even more than that, I thought it was needed in the United States. But we wanted to make it a little bit different. We wanted to make it fun, but it was important for us that we talked about issues that matter, that we made the characters. The original, it's a lot more farcic. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It's completely a farce. We wanted to use this fantastic scenario to be able to talk about issues that were controversial and that they were real, and try to create characters that, yes, they're fun, like Vanessa's character, but it's also very, very human. And I just have to say, I am so impressed with this woman because she is so sweet in real life. She's one of the sweetest women you've ever met, and she is such a witch on television. And at the same time, she manages to be dramatic and funny, and that, as an actress, I have to say, I get a lot of inspiration from the cast of this show. They're terrific actors.
Salma,
and I'm so happy.
From W Radio Colombia, I would like to speak with one of the producers, or Salma. The original Ugly Betty, Betty La Fea, is from Colombia. I am from Colombia, and I would like to ask you, which is the thing you see as the thing they are very, very similar, the one from Colombia and Ugly Betty, and which is the difference that you find among both?
Well, you know, I mean, the original, which I watched because I'm Cuban American, and every time I'd go home, it was just perpetually on. You know, it was really such a springboard. It was just this universal archetype. It was this character that everyone could relate to, and really, it was a springboard from that. I just loved the world. I loved, you know, the idea of setting it in a fashion world. And for me, it was trying to let me bring my own experience to it. I mean, I'm first generation Latino American. That's what I know, and I could write, and that's what I felt how it's different, and what I could bring to this table. So.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.